The movie starts with a woman running through the woods, being chased by someone, and the audience sees disturbing images of an old house and a shadowy figure. The scene then shifts to a group of college friends, Tara and Lisa, who are traveling to Ireland for camping and to take shrooms. In Ireland, we meet the rest of their friends, Troy, a martial arts student, his girlfriend Holly, and Lisa's boyfriend, Bluto. They are picked up by Jake, a local friend, who takes them in his van to camp in the woods near an abandoned children's home. On the way, Jake shows them a mushroom guidebook and explains about a special mushroom that causes uncontrollable laughter and hallucinations. The group enters Glengarriff Forest Park, and while driving, Bluto notices an abandoned car, and Tara, who is driving, hits a deer. They get out of the van to check the injured animal, and Bluto kills it to put it out of its misery, and suddenly, two local woodsmen, Ernie and Bernie, appear with axes. Jake realizes they want the dead animal, so he gives it to them, and the woodsmen take it and leave into the forest.
Oh my god.
What is it?
The group continues driving until they stop at a lake, where they decide to set up camp. To make sure no one is disturbed, Jake collects everyone's phones and keeps them in the van. When Bluto refuses to hand his over, Jake gives him the van keys so he can still access it anytime. Bluto then gives Jake his phone. While the girls set up the tents, Jake and Bluto test Troy's martial arts skills. Tara feels worried that Jake, her boyfriend, isn't giving her much attention, but Lisa tells her to relax, have fun, and that Jake will come around. Later, the group heads into the woods and splits up to gather psilocybin mushrooms. Lisa almost picks a deadly mushroom, the death bell, gallerina, but Jake stops her. He explains that this mushroom can kill anyone who eats it, but also has the strange effect of letting people communicate with the dead and see visions of the future. While walking alone, Tara sees Bluto trying to cheat on Lisa with Holly, but Holly refuses and walks away. Tara then trips and falls, landing near a patch of death bell mushrooms. She picks one and eats it, then suffers a seizure. In a dreamlike state, she starts having visions of future events. Jake rushes to help her, but her heart stops for a moment. Suddenly, she wakes up again, telling Jake she knew he will come, and Jake carries her back to the tent. Tara tells Lisa that she can see the future, but Lisa brushes it off and tells her to sleep, saying she will feel better the next day. That evening around the campfire, Tara rests in her tent while the others sit together, and Troy asks Jake to tell them a ghost story. Jake shares a true story about an abandoned church nearby, which connects to the empty children's home in the woods. He explains that a violent, sadistic monk known as the Black Brother once lived there. The monk survived an attack by one of the children, who wanted revenge for the death of his twin brother. Jake adds that during this season, strange figures are often seen in the woods, people go missing, and stones are known to strike out of nowhere. Hearing this, Tara has a vision of the children's home and the Black Brother. She comes out of the tent and tells Jake to stop the story, since the others are getting scared too. Later that night, as everyone sleeps in their tents, someone watches Holly and Troy while they make out. Holly notices a shadow and tells Troy, but he sees nothing and they continue, and then Troy briefly spots the shadow himself.
That motherfucker!
He runs outside, thinking Bluto is spying on them, and goes to confront him. However, this causes a commotion that wakes the others. Lisa defends Bluto, saying he was in the tent with her the whole time. Jake steps in, breaks up the argument, and tells everyone to go back to sleep. After an argument with his girlfriend, an angry Bluto sneaks out of his tent and drinks some of the hallucinogenic tea that was meant for everyone the next morning. At the same time, Tara starts having visions again of the children's home and the Black Brother. Meanwhile, Bluto walks into the woods as he begins to hallucinate, and he sees what looks like Lisa calling to him. As he follows, he meets a talking cow that warns him not to go after her, but he ignores it and keeps going. He reaches the abandoned car he saw earlier, and thinking Lisa is inside, he starts making sexual advances toward what is inside. Instead, it turns out to be the rogue monk, the Black Brother, from the children's home, who bites off his genital. As Bluto tries to crawl away, the black brother steps out of the car and kills him, but this is only Tara's premonition of Bluto's death. Tara checks his tent, but he isn't there, so she goes into the woods to search for him. She eventually finds him talking to the same cow she saw in her vision, and she helps him back to his tent. The next morning, Lisa wakes up to find that Bluto has cut her hair and is missing. Tara and the furious Lisa go into the woods to look for him, but find no trace and assume he is with the others. However, Bluto is not with the group. Tara then tells them about her vision of Bluto's death, but no one takes her seriously. Unconcerned about his disappearance, the others drink the mushroom tea and try to call for help, only to discover that Bluto has also taken all their phones. The group splits up to search for Bluto in the woods. Tara, Lisa, and Holly go together, while Jake and Troy form another group. As the guys sit and talk, the girls walk deeper into the woods. Tara begins to hear strange noises, and suddenly she sees the black brother standing in front of her. She tells the others to run. They hide behind a tree, where Tara explains Bluto's death and that she can see things before they happen. Holly cries, saying they should never have taken the mushrooms, that what they are seeing is just the effects, and she just wants it to stop. As they continue searching, Holly and Lisa argue, which turns into a fight, and during the struggle, Lisa falls into a pit. To her horror, she finds Bluto's dead body, which causes panic and fear among them. Tara calms Lisa down, but then she hears strange noises again and goes to investigate. She sees the black brother approaching, but he disappears. Suddenly, the figure appears above her, making the girls run in fear, and they become separated. Tara then suffers another seizure, this time having a premonition of Holly's death. Meanwhile, as Holly wanders through the woods, she finds an old cabin where the woodsman, Ernie and Bernie, live. She asks them for help, saying someone is chasing her, and they agree to let her inside. When she asks if they have a phone, Ernie points to one, but it doesn't work. Holly explains what is chasing her, and the woodsmen reveal that they grew up in the children's home and were also tortured by the black brother. Fearing for her life, Holly excuses herself to use the cabin toilet, and just then, something breaks into the cabin and attacks the woodsman. It turns out to be the black brother, and Holly grabs a weapon to defend herself, then escapes through the bathroom window. At the same time, Tara wakes up from a premonition about Holly and begins searching for her. She finds Holly's side bag by the riverside and keeps looking until she comes across Lisa. Meanwhile, Jake and Troy hear their names being called by someone. It turns out to be one of the lonely children from the abandoned children's home, and suddenly they are attacked by flying stones. Later, Jake and Troy meet Tara and Lisa by the river and tell them to meet at the abandoned children's home to call for help. Tara insists she cannot leave Holly behind, but Lisa is ready to go, and Tara tells her about a vision she had of Holly. Suddenly, Tara has another seizure and sees a vision of Holly's death. In the vision, Holly is terrified while the woodsmen try to calm her. Ernie is suddenly attacked, and Holly runs into the river, where the black brother attacks and kills her. Tara wakes up from the vision and tells Lisa that Holly is dead. She shows Lisa the direction where Holly's body is. Lisa goes to check, and to her horror, finds Holly's corpse floating in the water. Shocked and scared, she questions how Tara knew, and fearing for her own life, leaves Tara behind. Right after, Tara has another premonition, this time of Lisa's death. Walking by the water, Lisa begins to hear strange noises, and suddenly, a staff floats up from the water. While she is distracted, the black brother appears behind her, attacks her, and drowns her in the river, leading to her death. Now realizing Lisa is dead, Tara picks up an axe she finds in the water and makes her way toward the abandoned children's home. While searching for Troy and Jake, Tara hears strange noises and becomes frightened. Meanwhile, Jake and Troy are inside the abandoned house, and hearing someone upstairs, they run and hide in a room. As Tara searches for them, she doesn't realize the black brother is following her, but when she turns around, she sees no one, until suddenly, it happens. Back in the room, Jake and Troy hear strange noises, and Troy is attacked and killed by the lonely children. Jake is also attacked, but he manages to escape by jumping from a high window, breaking his leg when he lands. Tara finds him, bandages his leg, and together they run from the haunted house. While in the woods, Tara hears strange sounds again, so she hides Jake behind a tree and goes to investigate. But the black brother suddenly appears at the tree where Jake is resting and kills him. As Jake is dying, Tara rushes to him, and he confesses his love for her before taking his last breath. Grieving, Tara sees the black brother approaching and runs, and then everything changes. She wakes up as a Garda helicopter hovers above the camp. She is rescued and placed into an ambulance as the sole survivor. At the campsite, investigators search the van, and Bernie is captured by the police and taken away. Inside the ambulance, a paramedic treats Tara's injuries, and suddenly, her phone rings, and she has a rapid flashback. She realizes that the death bell mushroom made her kill all of her friends. She begs the paramedic for help, but everything goes quiet. Then we see her bloody hands holding a pair of bloody scissors, suggesting she has killed the paramedic. The film ends with Tara running through the woods, revealed to be the woman from the beginning of the movie. Okay guys, that's all the recap about Shrooms from 2007. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.